NZ Admin here, talking about why Tetris is, well, in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinions, why Tetris is the perfect video game. There's probably other perfect video games out there, but it's basically one of the most famous games out there, basically for that reason that it's so perfect, and also it's one of the most famous games because it was sold alongside the original Game Boy, which sold a shit ton, and it sort of caught on. And yeah, but anyway, back to Tetris. So the main reason why Tetris is basically a perfect game is because it has no, well, the gameplay itself has no cultural references or anything like that, and although the game itself does have sort of Russian music, Russian graphics on the menu, you know, I'm just talking about gameplay here. Yeah, culture, yeah. So there's no cultural reference to it, because it's all maths and physics, universal, yeah. And what I mean by that is that, like, other games, like, so Pac-Man, like, if you've never, like, say if you're, like, from another planet, and, like, ghosts don't exist there, and you go to play Pac-Man, like you're probably going to understand, like, eating the balls, because, like, most things need to eat to survive. So yeah, you're going to understand that, but if you don't know what a ghost is, you're not going to know to avoid them, and you're not going to know that they're a bad thing. Whereas in Tetris, all you've got are these pieces that fall down. You've got to join them up, make a line, so more can be dropped down, and you know the gameplay, everybody knows the gameplay, but basically there's no culture behind it, no cultural references. Like an alien could come and play this game, because any creature with the level of consciousness to play Tetris understands maths, understands gravity and physics, so there you go. Another reason why it's so great is the fact that the tetrominos are made of 4 blocks, and why that number's so perfect is you get 7 pieces of them, right, which is basically the perfect number, and it's got, you know, the S shapes, the L shapes. They work really well together. So if you took that 4 pieces down to 3, the 4 blocks down to 3 blocks, you'd only get 2 pieces. You'd only get a straight line and an L. Those are the only 2 pieces you can make, so that wouldn't make for a very fun game of Tetris. But if you made that 4 blocks into 5, you'd get, I don't know, you'd get like something like 18, I don't know, a shit ton of blocks, which would make it basically really hard to recognize those blocks in time to place them. Whereas Tetris, you've got 7 blocks, and they're pretty much, apart from 2 of them, 3 of them should I say, yeah, apart from like 3 of them, they're all just mirrors of each other, so you can, like, work shit out, you recognize them. And of course with those 7 shapes, you're going to have a sort of limited kind of holes to fill the shapes of them, so yeah. And another thing is that, like, the only real thing you're battling in the game is yourself and your previous mistakes, and you need to beat a high score. And the fact that as you get more lines, every 10 lines, depending on what variant of the game you're playing, on the original one, if you get 10 lines, the game speeds up a little bit. So yeah, you're versing that. And what makes this game addictive for a lot of people is losing is inevitable, basically. And I don't know what it is about games that are simple and failure is inevitable. It's really they're really successful. It must be like relieved, like, I don't know, it must be sort of reflective of life in some way, you know, failure's inevitability. If you place the wrong piece in the wrong spot or rush it, you're fucked up for the rest of the game, you know. Yeah, scoring systems like risk versus reward sort of thing, I don't know. And yeah, that's why Tetris is pretty cool. Oh yeah, another reason why it's pretty cool is its theme music. Like, it's really catchy. And I just thought of another point. The gameplay for it, it's perfect. Like, all the aspects of the gameplay working together. Say if you remove, like, because, you know, blocks falling, you got to make lines. Say if you took away the fact that the blocks, like, fall down, they could fall anyway, depending on the, you know, what shape block it is or whatever, or random gravity. It'd get a real fucked up game. It'd be stupid. If the blocks landed and didn't form a line, it would defeat the purpose. If the game didn't speed up, there'd be no challenge to it. If you didn't get a score, there'd be no reason for you to sort of come back and be like, man, I have to beat my high score sort of thing. But yeah, like, if you remove one aspect, the game just won't work, but you kind of can't add any more aspects to it. You can only really modify those few aspects, which is seen on a lot of games, but the music for it's great too. I believe that's actually a Russian folk song, if I remember my shit rightly. Also, Tetris has a crazy fucking story behind it, behind the original developers, because what happened? Basically, their game design got pinched by, can't remember what arcade company it was, but I think it was an arcade company, pinched their idea and they didn't get any recognition for it, and one of the guys got real mad at that and ended up by killing his family and killing himself. So only one of the two developers of it actually got recognized for it, and he only got recognized in the 90s, and like I think in the late 90s, early 2000s or something like that, he finally got recognized and got paid out for all his development and shit. But that other guy fucking murdered his family over like the fact that he didn't get. Like, it's understandable though, because it's a fucking big game. Everybody knows Tetris, like, and yeah, he killed his family though. That's pretty sad, man. That's pretty sad.